This just doesn't happen anymore. The centuries-old practice of learning together in university halls ended suddenly, like so many other parts of life. So we recreated it with social distancing to find out what's changed for students and their teachers from first years to mature age. So welcome everyone. I imagine it must be the first time in ages that you've all been in a lecture theatre in this very strange year. It's toughest on beginners. Varsha spent her whole life dreaming of university.
I found it really difficult at the start, just going from all these expectations, I guess, and trying to meet people and socialise, and then just suddenly being held up and caged up at home.
Losing the motivation to study for the first time in her life, Varsha turned to the kitchen.
It's just something therapeutic about it. I'm not really sure what. I think it might just be I'm by myself, I'm able to put some music on.
Sean too thought university would change his life.
All through year 12, I heard from so many people about the uni life and how great it is. And so I was looking forward to go to uni, go to the parties or just socialise with new people or join the clubs or whatever. And then I was there for about 1 week or less. I was there for one tutorial.
Instead of sporting social clubs, he has to practice his passions at home alone.
It's kind of an unprecedented year. I'm sure you're sick of hearing that by now. I know.
And instead of parties and new friends to study with, Sean landed endless Zoom calls instead.
I found it super duper hard to just stay on top of everything.
Research has shown well-designed online learning can be just as effective as face-to-face, and actually even better if the two are combined. The problem is there wasn't enough time for this to be well-designed online learning. It was a solution to a situation not seen out of wartime, and the experience of students and teachers reflect that. Josh initially thought it'd be great.
It was great at the beginning. Looking at it now, it's you'd be able to stay in your pyjamas, go online, do your own thing, and then switch off.
This is a crime against all Australians, especially white Australians, and that makes it heaps worse.
But the talented Indigenous artist and proud father of one couldn't leave the big city. He missed his traditional spiritual connection to the quieter land 6 hours drive away. He'd never felt so alone.
When I say isolation, I'm looking at my family members that are isolated, my elders, my country. So if for me to go back and be healed by my country, I can't do it.
At just 17 years old, our final student, Lee, was even further away from her home in Vietnam.
I just got to know uni for a little while, and then suddenly everything dropped. So I had been isolated ever since.
Although she thinks her classmates back in Vietnam have it worse, logging on at 3 a.m.
They are finding it very difficult. It's even more difficult for them because of the time zones and the lack of the face-to-face components.
Teachers too worry about the lack of connection.
I find a lot of difficulty in the emotional connection that you have online. There's none. It's very difficult.
Music classes have particular challenges, with internet lag making it tough to synchronise instruments.
Is Con there?
So you can't actually sit there and play along with them.
Even those teaching our next generation of teachers are finding new challenges.
There's a lot of things that go into teaching at university, and when you reimagine those things in an online context, there's a huge amount of work that needs to transform them.
As campuses emptied out, the few left behind toiled to make this lonely new world of academia spin smoothly.
It did feel like we were working around the clock for a number of weeks.
The question, though, that even our brightest minds can't answer is, will it ever return to normal? Connor Duffy, ABC News.